Good evening, everybody. Sarah from PWN. How is everybody this evening? Hi, Chris. Hi, Stephen. I'm going to leave it a little while. I'm going to leave it a little while till people start coming in.
Hi, Stephen.
And as you can see from the thumbnail and from the title, I am not alone this evening. Do you want to say hello, Glenn?
Can't see you right.
Pardon?
Yeah, I can't see chat at the moment, but hello everybody.
Yeah, I
I can't
know.
see chat at the moment, but hello everybody.
Yeah, I know you can't, hon.
Is there a bit of a delay with me?
You're actually a little bit on the quiet side, hon.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Don't quite know how to fix that, but we'll have a look. No, don't know how to fix that. Is it too quiet?
You were all right then, but it's sort of a little bit mumbly.
Then go back out and come back in.
Yeah, okay, do that. That's fine, no problem, hon. See you in a minute.
Andy's gone.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yes, it is a nice view, Chris. It's going to be nice. It's going to be interesting to see how this evening goes. But we will have to what we'll do is I'll highlight anything that might be relevant, so Glenn will be able to see it on the screen, as he doesn't have chat. Hi, Ivan. So yes, but I want to apologize for like yesterday, guys. I had major tech difficulties to the point where I couldn't even use the YouTube itself, the webcam version. It just wouldn't let me go. So it was a case of give up and try again on a different day. So, oh, Annie's back again. Just saying that. Hello.
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 Hello. Seems like I've still got a delay.
I don't know if there's a delay.
Okay, I'll give you a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, do that again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5. Did you hear the 5?
1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Yeah, there's about a 5-second delay.
You've got a 5-second delay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let me just check a few things and I'll put back in shortly.
All right, no problem. Portia, I don't understand what you mean. I can only see 4. If you're only actually seeing 4 in chat, it's yeah, YouTube. It takes a little while to catch up. But good evening, everybody that's just watching this evening. So, how was your weekend, Joanne? Anyway, while we're waiting for Glenn.
We had great thunderstorms on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous all day, and I think it was about 6 o'clock evening. It just started to get totally dark, and thunder, lightning, rain just came down like, oh, the heavens opened for about an hour. Floods everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully, I was at home anyway. I'd been sitting out in the garden a while when it was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it came on, there was a lot of people, moaning and groaning about, oh, there's the rain on, and but it's one of those things. I mean, you get hot days and the rain comes and the thunderstorms, and it's just, people find it a big issue. It's just weather. I'm very lucky where we are. Yeah, could be worse. We could be somewhere in America getting tornadoes or hurricanes and things. At least we just get rain and wind.
Well,
mainly rain in Scotland.
Yeah, I can remember my mum is quite a few years ago now, and where her second home for all intents and purposes in Turkey is maybe about an hour from Izmir, where there was an earthquake a few years ago, and my mum actually felt it an hour away.
Oh my goodness.
Mind you, that we had one here in Munich. It was either in 2004 or 2006, and it was a 4.6, and you actually felt a little bit of a vibration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was very interesting, to say the least.
I take it then you didn't have the dowsing rods out at the time of the earthquake then, no?
No, well, I didn't have them at the time. I've only had my rods maybe, I think 3, 4, maybe about 4 years. Maybe, yeah, maybe about 4 years, something like that. 3, 4 years. Oh, wow. Kirsty's just saying in Paisley they had funnels that nearly became a tornado.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that on, I think it was Twitter. Saw that. Yeah.
Wow.
Gosh, imagine getting soaked up in one of them, eh? might end up in another country.
Yeah, true. Well, apparently they've had a small earthquake. I don't know when it was. It's not said, but Chris has said they've had a small earthquake in South Wales, and it was 2 shakes and done. That was it. Yeah. No, Mel.
Never experienced an earthquake. Although there was one in Scotland years ago when I was a wee girl. My grandma always told me about, but I probably slept through it, but they said that was the only one that we've ever really experienced. Yeah, but it was mild, mild. So how long have you been doing the paranormal, Zara? But really into it? I know you've always had experiences, but
since 2016.
Gosh.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, 3 years. Not very long in comparison to other people, but it's been intense. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris was saying, I've never experienced a quake like that. Was on social media in seconds. Yeah, I'd suppose New Zealand would have earthquakes, wouldn't they? Being down there. And Stevens, but nothing like what I expected in New Zealand.
Kirsty said scary stuff. Nowhere to hide from them if they land here.
Yeah. Well, I can remember. Do you remember the Great Storm of 19? Hi, Christina. Hi, Greg. Of 1980.
Yes, I do.
Was it 85, wasn't it? Something, yeah,
it was.
around that time. Well, we got majorly hit in my hometown. But we also had, I think it was 2 years later, there was a tornado that actually went more or less the whole of the south coast. And we got hit with that as well. And there's actually been pictures where of people have in my hometown where people have actually taken pictures of the funnels coming down.
Wow. Amazing. Is that was the same storm that the weather forecaster said it wouldn't happen? Is that right? Yeah. Poor soul.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, it's coming. Oh, yeah. Brighton was really, really bad. I slept through it. We lost a couple of roof tiles, and one of our dividing fences was next door, and the other one was God knows where. There was somebody that lived right near the sort of Brighton Racecourse at the top of the hill, and they lost their sheds, which was right down at the bottom of the hill. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seven Oaks, Seven Oaks, I do know that they lost a hell of a lot of trees, and a lot of the old oak trees as well.
Yeah. The weather's been crazy, hasn't it? I mean, it's really hot here as well. Can't stand it. Oh, absolutely roasting. And I shouldn't complain, really, but can't help it. Maybe it's my age.
Can't be your age, Joanne.
No, absolutely not. I'm only 105.
Right. Bear with me a minute. I'm just going to mute myself briefly.
Okay.
Right, I just got to resend the link. And bear with me one moment. Just got to hide that. Right, he asked for the link again, so I just had to send it. Yeah, crazy weather. We've had actually quite a nice summer here, but when was it? 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe. We had 14 days, and it didn't go down below 33 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
Hello. What's that like?
Yay.
Yeah, and it's nice and clear. Sound is good.
You got me okay now?
Yeah, got you okay. Can you hear us fine?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Brilliant.
The back door.
Say that again.
I had to go in the back doorway.
Oh, right.
I had to go direct into Chrome instead of you can copy the link and go direct into Chrome.
Yeah, you have to go directly into Chrome.
No, if you send me the link, it just normally hooks it straight up and goes in.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so what I did, I just went I copied the link and then just went direct into Chrome, and it just looked up really quick. And straight away I thought, oh yeah, that's...
All right. Well, that's a good tip for future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And I've got your... No, there's no delay.
Good. Right, I'm going to see if I can try and... No, I don't want me. I want that one. How can I do this? How's it going to... No, I don't want me featuring... How can I feature somebody else? Sure, I can... Oh, hang on.
Yeah, normally close at the bottom of the screen.
Yay!
No, that's solo layout. Maybe if I do that and then do that. No, it's... Oh dear, that's funny. It's so strange, Glenn, on here. I can put you as solo layout, but if I try to like have one person big on the screen and two people little in the screen, it automatically shows me as big.
Yeah, where you've got me, and see, like where you've got me, you and Joanne, right? Inside there, you've got like a little square, and you tap that, then that showcases that person. You re-tap it again, and it sends it back to where it was before. So you've got a little grey square inside my box.
Yeah,
if you tap that little grey square,
yeah, I know, but I wanted to showcase you like like how I'm showing now.
Yeah, that's how it does it. You just tap that little grey box inside the big box.
Oh.
No, it just showcased you on your own.
Well, all I can see now is me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Ask the chat what they can see.
Yeah.
Oh, they can see me moving it back and forth.
Caught.
You see,
Oh yeah, you're not with me. You're not listening to me. When you highlight me and I come up on the screen and all you see is me, ask the chat what they see.
Yeah, but yeah. What do you see, guys? Do you just see Glenn, or do you see
see Glenn?
Just see Glenn. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a layout is.
My God, have you woke up yet, woman? You get it now?
It's fine as it is. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Glenn on big, and if you want to make a start, Glenn.
Okay, then just give me 2 tips.
Don't fall in.
No, I'm being careful, or trying to be careful, should I say. What we're doing anyway, Zara? Are we doing just a bulk session? Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, Zara, but I can't hear you.
I was just on mute for a moment.
Good evening, Spirit.
Spirit, can you hear Joanne? Spirit, can you hear Joanne? Yeah. I'm trying to get the right position. That'd be clear.
Yeah.
Wow, that light's bright.
That's bright. Yeah.
That looks really good.
What box is that, Glenn?
587.
Okay.
Spirits, can you hear my voice? Spirits, can you hear my voice? Trying to get the brightness right.
Yeah.
Spirits, are you here with us this evening? Human.
Human. A bit quiet tonight.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's on full as well. Yeah, it's on full. You can hear them though, can't you, when it comes through?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I think the cycle's low tonight, that's all.
Glenn, can you ask how many spirits are around, please?
I will do. So just
Yeah.
in the camera, just a moment. Spirits, can you tell me how many of you there are around me?
Thought I heard two, but I don't know.
How many spirits are around me?
Her divan then.
Yeah,
I heard that. Yeah.
yeah, you did as well. How many spirits are around me? How many spirits are around me? It's very quiet, so
Maybe they're busy tonight.
yeah.
I'm just gonna highlight a comment. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's from Evan.
Oh.
There was a flash in my house.
Spirits, can you tell me what that was in Iwan's house? Yeah, Iwan, when I was doing the Madeleine McCann session,
Oh no.
Oh no. Glenn, if you can hear us, the sound's gone. Hi, Zach. Right, let me bring this up on.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
Portia.
oh wow. Hi.
There you are. You're back again.
Can you hear me?
Now
Yeah.
we can hear you. Your sound went.
Yeah, I unmuted it and then unmuted it and then re-unmuted it.
All right. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, but yeah, we can hear you again.
Yeah, can hear you.
There is.
You too. He's listening too.
I did, and you are truly real. Can you say my name? There is. If you are here with me now and truly real, can you say my name?
Hey.
Oh, very, very quiet tonight.
They're very quiet. Mind you, Ivan said
Yeah.
that he did hear Glenn.
Ivan said what?
That he did hear the box say Glenn.
Right, okay. I've got the river rushing quite crazy at the back of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the rain we've had with these storms, it's running down that weir really, really fast.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. And they say water's a good conductor, isn't it, for the spirits?
Yeah, it seems not having that much effect this evening, though.
It's because I'm here, I think.
No, not at all, Joanne.
There's always one.
Yeah.
Come on, go and lie down.
I think his sound's gone again. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just mute and unmute. Then your sound's gone again.
Stephen saw white flashes too.
Only in his flat in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Try that again, hun.
Oh,
No,
maybe it's the signal.
it's possible.
Yeah.
Considering that last time we was down there and used StreamYard, it was actually very, very clear. I know I've got a good connection here this evening. I think it could just be atmospherics. It really could be just atmospherics. And he does have like a signal tower about 500 yards or so, something like that, from where he lives.
And the weather's not been too kind, so I think everybody's internet has been having problems, hasn't
It's been different people have been having problems with their internet for a few days, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But do stay with us, guys. I'm sure Glenn will be back shortly. It's
Chris is saying the diamond is the best conductor also. Do you see that? I never knew that.
Yeah, all well, it's all from the earth, even like, you know, like quartz. It's all from the earth. So of course it is going to be a good conductor. And being carbon based anyway. Hi, Cynthia. It's like with the copper dowsing rods as well. They're very good conductors because of what they're made from.
Yeah, I've got to learn. I've got to practice with them.
Now, I would
in the background.
Yeah. Just right near me. Oi, go and dig over your side. Go on. Go and dig over the other side. Well, I would imagine that Glenn's probably shut down and doing a reboot. Oh dear.
Maybe he'll go back home.
It's a possibility.
There's a lot of people in tonight.
Yeah, I don't actually know how many's on. About 8. Oh, hey, quiet you. Oh dear. Oh, did you, Stephen? I have to have a look.
So was it just a white flash you saw, Stephen? Or was it? Did you feel anything?
Just gonna see if Glenn's rebooting.
Yeah, Chris, but I think Stephen saw a flash as well.
I
think. Yeah. I'd just be interesting to see if he felt anything, any coldness or warmth or.
Even Ivan, when he saw the flash a little while ago, be interesting to see if you felt anything at the time.
Sometimes like tingles or, you know, like electric feeling. Sometimes you get that. Like static.
I'm just going to get my phone just to make sure that message being sent all right. 2 ticks. Oh. Right, let's have a quick look.
Wow, a headache.
Oh, right, okay. Hi, Tia. I think he's probably rebooting because the message is being sent because he's not actually received it. So let's just see.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I can't chat. Can't look my camera. So I'll just say hello. Oh, it's good to be here.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting, how long have you had your pendulum?
About nearly 4 months.
Oh, right, okay.
4 or 5 months, yeah. I had another one. It was a rose quartz. Didn't feel anything with that. It just didn't seem to work for me. So I like my amethyst. It's very, very well behaved. does what it's told. No, I like that one. I feel something with that. My first one, probably, I bought it off a shopping Amazon. And I seen the rose quartz, and then I looked at that, and then I saw the amethyst, because when you look at things, it recommends other ones. And then I saw what was the other? It was a black one. I don't know what that one was actually. It was a
That
black
might
one.
be obsidian.
Yeah, that'll be it. And I thought, don't know if I like that. And I thought, quite like that amethyst. And then I thought, I'll go for the rose quartz. It's a gentle stone, you know. But I got nothing from it. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't even get it to move. I couldn't even, you know, how you feel a connection with it when you hold it. There was no buzz. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing there. So I put that aside. I think it's somewhere in a drawer. And I thought, I'm going to go for the amethyst. So that's what I did. And as soon as I took it out the packaging and I cleansed it, and, you know, I could just feel, there's something with this, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can have tourmaline, and you got black onyx as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it, and I use it for, sometimes I use it going shopping as well.
Really?
Yeah, I put it over the fruit to see, you know, and I say, is this apple good for me? You know, is this a good one? And then, you know, and I use it to pick, and I usually get nice fruit with it.
I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Okay, message has been delivered, so he must be booting back up.
Yeah, so I quite like using my pendulum, and I ask it questions, and, you know, I don't ask for anybody, you know, I just say if there's anybody with me, you know, yes or no or whatever, you know. And then I always thank them when I'm finished using it. I always thank them, you know, whoever's come around me. I thank them for being with me, and hopefully see them again. And that's how I do it, you know.
Cool.
But I enjoy using my pendulum. Yeah, I even use it for. Sometimes I say, you know, I get out the door in the morning and I'm just not in the mood for work. I say, am I going to have a good day today? And I use the pendulum, and usually that's right.
Sure. Okay, there's Glenn again. He's at home now. He's at home now. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know what's going off down at the river, but it's just terrible.
It just wasn't having any of it, was it?
No, it just nothing was going right. The box sounded completely deaf. The water was too loud. The signal was coming in and out. Never had that problem on YouTube.
No, did you think that it could have been the because we hadn't long had a little bit of a storm?
Yeah, possibly. The clouds are heavy above. Well, I'm just booting the phone up to get into chat.
Yeah. Mind you, I suppose heavy clouds, bad atmospherics, and I suppose with the water and some people have been, not only myself, but there's been others that have been having trouble with YouTube as well the last couple of days. So I think it's probably a combination of everything all at the same time.
Yeah. Hi TCTV. Hi Stephen.
Hi.
Hello Ewan. Yvonne. Hi Chris. Yeah, it's just one of them times at the moment where just nothing seems to be working. Especially after last night's shenanigans.
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh, that was terrible.
Don't really want to think about that.
And then internet as well today for me, that's been all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. You were having nothing on your YouTube. The notifications, there was nothing. I think it was probably just one of those days, generally, just across the board for the internet.
Yeah, I honestly believe that it's down to Hangouts just being withdrawn from everything. I think it's just leaving a footprint, and it's just leaving I think it's just leaving a mess behind it.
Yeah, you're probably quite right.
You know, it's like, look at Facebook Messenger, for instance. It's into every single thing within your phone. It's, you know, you can uninstall the Messenger app, and it takes absolutely ages to uninstall because it's withdrawing from and closing down everything there is. You know, it's basically poking its nose into within like your phone. And I think when you stream with Hangouts, it does the same thing.
I've not been on Facebook for a while. I pop in and out, but I find it hard to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, I very rarely go on to Facebook.
That's true.
Hi, Dag.
Hi, Dag.
Oh, hi, Dag. I've not seen you for a while.
Yeah, he's in the Toscana. It's in
Where's that?
Italy.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Toscana. Yeah, it's Italy. That's a thing.
Toscana.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wine region, that does.
Toscana. I think it's actually a wine region. But with teeth back. Very nice. Very nice.
Are you on holiday out there, Dag?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds very nice.
It is, yeah, Tuscany. Toscana, yeah.
Oh, wait, Tuscany. Yeah, I know Tuscany. I didn't know it was Toscana.
Toscana, yeah, Tuscany. Yeah, it's wine region, isn't it?
Oh, right, okay. Sounds very nice. So you didn't tell me long, did it? Get back home.
Chris is showing what he knows now. Andrea Bocelli sang there with Sarah Pausini. And takes off to Pisa tomorrow.
Ooh, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Nice. Very nice.
Sounds like a very good holiday.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lovely
time.
I wouldn't mind going back to Venice again.
Venice? Did somebody give you a cornetto? And did you get rode up and down there?
No, but actually in Verona, I did go to the Romeo and Juliet balcony, and I have got my picture in front of it. And I did actually write on the wall, but every couple of years they whitewashed it again, and then people start writing on it again.
Oh, you basically graffitied and vandalized the wall then, did you?
No, it's a wall there that they whitewash every year because where people do write on it. It's like the old padlocks on the bridges type thing.
Traveling around, I've been to so many countries, like throughout Europe with Tona. But you know, like when you're driving and traveling, it's not the same as, you know, visiting. You know, you pass all these things you don't actually realise are there. I mean, before NATO went into bomb Belgrade in the Croatia-Bosnia war, that bridge that everybody's seen on the TV, where you've got all the, I can't remember whether it was the Croatians or the Bosnians, but they all stood on that bridge, like a giant bridge over the river, and they was all holding up pieces of card with a target on, you know, saying basically, you know, you're gonna have to like bomb the civilians before like you take the bridge out. And we crossed over that bridge. It was like a scene out of like a post-apocalyptic film, you know, where you basically got two warring factions. You know, this bridge, you know, splits them, and you've got, you know, all these people walking backwards and forwards in turmoil, and we're going over it, you know, in a, you know, a truck, 40 foot wagon, articulated lorry, you know, and the scenes are, you know, it was kind of like dusk when we went over there. And they were saying on the radio, you know, that the people on the bridge, you know, they're going to have to get off it because, you know, they're going to take the bridge out to stop, you know, provisions and that going backwards and forwards. So we travelled over that bridge, and we just got to the other side, and we were just going outside of Red Star, Belgrade, and we came round this bend as we're like going up, kind of like up this mountain, and these tornado jets come swooping round the bend, literally like 100 feet away from us, coming in low over the ground so they couldn't be detected. And then the next thing, we pulled up, and the next thing, we got out of the wagon, looked back, and you could see the sky lighting up where they'd gone in and they'd bombed the bridge. So we'd actually just got over that bridge. We were an hour to spare, and then NATO bombed it. Absolutely, like, I say it's amazing, but it's not really something you want to be in, a war zone. But, it's just one of those life experiences you never forget.
Well, I've actually seen all the aftermath of that, because when my ex-brother-in-law actually comes from Bosnia, so
yeah.
And even the last time I was up there was Leon was about 6 months old, so about 7.5 years ago. The last time I was there, and even then, and they'd been doing building. But you can actually still see like all the holes in some of the buildings.
Yeah.
Even back then, because my ex-brother-in-law, they actually came up to Munich when all that was going on, and they were here for I think about 10 years, and then they were sent back.
What, deported, you mean?
Yeah. His school education was finished, and because they weren't actually in the EU at the time, they had to, and because it was all over and done with, I suppose, in a way, deported. So they went back. 10 years later, my sister and him reconnected, and
yeah, how old was you when the Berlin Wall come down?
Well, it's 1989.
89?
Yeah. 1989 or 1998? Something like that.
No, I think it was 89, wasn't it?
Something like that. Hi, Sandra. Welcome.
Hi, Sandra. What age were you then, Glenn, when that wall came down?
Pardon? Where was I?
What age were you?
I don't think I was born then, Joanne.
No, I don't think so. Oh.
I think you got a question in chat there for you, Zara.
I know. I'm just writing to Tia now, but hopefully I'll give it another try at the weekend, Tia. And if I can't get it done through OBS, then I'll have to try and do it through StreamYard or something. As YouTube, I can't use their webcam at the moment. It's all a bit stupid. But I'll have another go at the weekend and see if I can get something going.
Yeah, I think the internet, and I don't know, it just seems to have like really messed up for a lot of people over this past week. The amount of streams I've seen say they're going to go up, and then there's just been nothing from them. It's unreal.
Well, I tried God knows how many times, and it's like even when I did manage to stream last night, for the amount of time that I did, you couldn't get into chat where there was no chat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
which was really, really strange.
Yeah, I seen the notification come up 3 times, and every time it came up, it just says like there was no chat there, no live chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the third one, you was actually streaming. Yeah, nobody got the notification apart from those that was already in there. It's like picking and choosing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's anything to do with the floods? Because there's been a lot of places being flooded, you know, with the cable and the lines and...
I don't know, Joanne. You know, I think in certain areas it may have affected things. You know, it's, you know, regardless of what anyone's told, you know, the internet comes to us via cables underground. It's got nothing to do with satellites in the sky and GPS.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, even like, you know, the cables that run across the Atlantic oceans and the oceans around the world. You know, the internet is given to us all via cables, underground cables. So I suppose at any one time, anywhere, if those cables get damaged or, you know, they shift about or they move or something, then anyone anywhere can have problems.
Mm.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, thank you for that, Dag, by the way. It was November 1991. It was the Berlin Wall.
91.
And my mum actually has a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, right, okay. Thief, then. Was she a thief?
I think ask all the amount of Germans and maybe foreigners that were up there at the time. They're probably all thieves as well. Well, what else are they going to do with it? You know, it's a huge, long wall, so it's easier people take it as a weird sense of a souvenir than whatever.
Yeah, you know, the East and West Germany, you know, there was a lot of segregation there, you know, especially between families and, you know.
Most definitely. Well, it's like East Germany. They growing up, they learned their mother tongue German, but their second language wasn't English that they learned. It was actually Russian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Whereas the West, which is what down here would have been, it was German and English.
Yeah.
Because I can remember when I used to send letters out here. So we're going back to actually 1991. And I actually used to have to put, I think it was like West Germany or something on the envelope.
Yeah, that's right. When I started on CB radio 1980, 86, 87, there was, when I used to do the DXing on the old sideband, I used to send QSL cards, you know, that it was like a card that you sent out that proved that you'd actually spoken to that person, and you'd send them a card, like a postcard, and they'd send you one back.
Yeah.
That was called QSL cards, and I can actually remember writing on some of those, you know, East Germany and West Germany.
Yeah.
On the addresses.
I didn't know this. I got to bring this comment up from Chris. There's enough walls in this house, thanks. People steal bits of wallpaper from 30 East Drive. Really? Really?
Keep paying a few £100 a night, Chris. You'll have a full roll of wallpaper soon for your bathroom. Oh my God! They actually steal bits of wallpaper.
Yeah. Well, mind you, I think 30 East Drive's a dead sell anyway. So, personally,
yeah,
they may have been once upon a time something there, but I wouldn't say not nowadays.
Yeah.
I remember our old house was when my mum was wallpapering. I wrote my name and the year on the wall before she wallpapered, and she said, "What are you doing that for?" I said, "Well, somebody might find that and wonder who is she."
We did that in our old houses. There was one that we moved to, and it was newly built, and we all wrote on it. And also when we moved back to the road that we moved from, because the other side of the road got knocked down, we actually wrote on the wall there as well.
Vandalism.
Yeah. It was my mum's house, so how could it be vandalism? We actually did it in my mum's flat as well when she first bought it. I don't actually know if it was all still there, because where it's been changed from 2 flats back to a Victorian house.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know if because the chimney breast was all taken out and everything, which is now my mum's bathroom.
Okay.
And we all wrote all on there as well. So I don't know if it was still under there when it was all stripped.
Yeah, Ivan made a point there about East Drive.
Yeah, I want to highlight that because that's a good point. Yes.
I don't see many people getting anything unless they're literally making it up as they go along. I don't see anybody getting any solid evidence from 30 East Drive. There's a lot of people attend there. I don't know what do you constitute as evidence?
Well, the way that
one visit doesn't constitute an investigation for a start.
Well, no, this is it,
and that's what a lot of people in the paranormal don't realise. Just turning up for one event doesn't constitute, an investigation. Investigations have to take place over many hours, over many days, weeks, months to establish, any kind of fact, and then you still can't say it's paranormal.
Well, this is it. It's after you, Joanne. Sorry.
Oh, no, on you go, Sarah. It's fine.
No. You go.
Okay. I was just about to say that I always thought it was a haunting based around the family rather than the actual premises. Because the young girl was she haunted by something, and it just came and went, and now there's just the story and everybody's looking for something good from that property.
Yeah, even the initial supposed haunting, that was shady within itself. It's like I say, what do you constitute as paranormal activity? Hearing footsteps or gathering, again, I'll always say, and I'll always state this, you can go to anywhere and get EVPs. Doesn't mean to say the place is haunted. I just firmly believe that spirits are around us anyway, anywhere. So, unless somebody's actually going to a particular area and getting names of like spirit through EVP, evidence to suggest it's about those people that was involved at that time, continued sustained evidence that, which was about the original haunting, and I don't see none of that. People go there and get an EVP and they think that they're talking to like, receiving, voices from, those that was actually, that was supposed to have been like haunting that place. How do you discern, if anything, what any evidence is when you go to any one particular place? But it's very difficult, and that's what's really misconstrued within the paranormal field.
But this is what I was going to say, okay, there's been many people that go to 30 East Drive. There's been many people that go on repeat visits to 30 East Drive. I know that you've been there and have not got anything, and you've been there on multiple occasions. The way that I see it, I know there was some controversy that it was faked, the original story, but if you put that to one side and let's just say, okay, that it did happen and it was true. Over time, things can become a dead cell. So who's to say that whatever was originally there is now gone? And what people, if they are picking up evidence, who's to say that that's not just spirits passing through the area?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a difficult, it's a difficult thing to state that any one place is haunted by those like original spirits. Okay, so take the stone tape theory, for instance. Where you have certain hauntings that are like recordings. That over time those dissipate and then tend to disappear. So you've got kind of like a residual, energy within, surroundings of a certain area, and maybe like 30, 40 years ago, that could be like, a really strong indicator there was something there. You can't say it was a ghost. It was a spirit of the dead. You know, you can't state that, but you know that there are pointers there. You know, and then over time, that energy, you know, just seems to like dissipate and disappear. You know, and it's the same for like a lot of hauntings. You know, but I think the more violent a place is, such as say like East State Penitentiary, for instance, you know, there's you know, I've seen some really good evidence to suggest that in a place like, you know, Eastern State Penitentiary, that there is definitely something going off. But again, you know, is it you know, a ghost, you know, as in, you know, a spirit of, you know, a past human being? Is it, you know, where's the evidence? You know, there's thousands of people, you know, each year visit many haunted locations, but the actual evidence they come away with is so poor and so, you know, well, I don't really know, you know, what words to use for it, but it's very diluted. You know, it's, you know, to continue to go back and investigate, if you're continuously getting, you know, those pointers that state that there is something happening there, then, you know, that is paranormal. Doesn't mean to say that it's, you know, a spirit, a ghost. It's just paranormal, just means something that's unknown.
Yeah, well, it's like I've watched stuff on, you know, Stephen did mention about 30 Grey Street. It's I've watched videos on 30 Grey Street. I've watched about East Drive, and in all honesty, there's only one place where for me, that I would say is legitimate paranormal evidence and continuous paranormal evidence, and that is Roses.
Yeah, you know, me and you sat on.
We've sat on there, yep.
And actually conversed, and I've never even put that out, but you know, me and Zara sat on there for a good 6 hours one Sunday, and we was actually, you know, conversing with something that was there. It was answering us back.
Yep, and our names as well.
And answering us back with our names. You see, just outside Nottingham, there's a little place called Ilkeston, and it's got this this place that, you know, this little place in, you know, it's just in the middle of like a small forest, so to speak, a small set of woods, and it's called the Monk's Cave. And basically what it was, there was a monk that lost faith within the order that he was in at the time, and he basically carved his home out of sandstone, which, you know, like the fireplace, the window, you know, the doorway, and he actually lived in that like a hermit. You know, one day the king came riding by, and he questioned him as to like what he was doing there. And he explained to the king, you know, what had happened to him. And the king gave him a blind and said to him, well, you know, you can live here basically tax-free, you know, because I think that's what they was doing. They was collecting taxes or something. So he was, you know, he lived there until the day he died. Now, I've gone back to the Monk's Cave many, many times over a period of like 20, 25 years. Now, the name of the monk was Thomas. Now, I can go back to that hermit's cave, that cave, and I can get the voice recorder out, and even if I'm not asking, you know, for the name Thomas, I can get the name Thomas imprinted on a voice recorder every single time I go. Now,
that's the same name you get at home as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, hang on a minute, I know you get the name at home.
and I've also got the name Thomas from Eastwood House. I'm not going to say who lives there, but it's, you know, it's a very, very haunted location.
Yes, I want to go there.
extremely haunted. You know, I could tell you stories about that place. But you know, what constitutes a haunting as well, you know. But going back to the monk's cave, you know, you can leave recorders there, and you will get the name Thomas, and you know, the name of the monk was Thomas. Now that's just like one link in a long line of like investigating. That's just one part, you know, of collating evidence to suggest that there's a connection there, you know, between, you know, the monk Thomas was his name, you know, it's when you get that voice over a EVP, you know, voice recorder, it's in the old worldy type sounding words. It's, you know, Old English, yeah. So that constitutes like a time period. So you've got all these like little things going on that connect, you know, and collate evidence to suggest that it may be something that's there, you know, whether it's residual or residential, you know, it's really hard to say, but I would personally say it's more residential. But getting the name Thomas consistent there again and again over a 25-year period, that tells you that there's something happening there. Yeah. Is it haunted? How do you constitute a haunting? You know, again, it's just about collating evidence in certain, you know, localities. But to get that name Thomas again and again for 25 years, that's remarkable.
It's amazing.
And it's not just me that's got that name Thomas from there. You know, so is that the same Thomas that's connected when, you know, I get EVPs at home? Is it this, you know, if I go to Eastwood House, is it the same Thomas? It's the same voice. You know, it's...
Yeah, some people would say that might be your spirit guide. Some people would think, Glenn, if it's somebody that's with you.
Again, because of the diversity of what it may or may not be, Joanne, how do we actually know? Unless an apparition jumps out in front of you, sits down over a cup of tea and discusses everything. You know, how would you know? How can you, you know, state something as a fact when we just don't know?
Yeah.
True.
Fascinating though. It's the same name all the time. That's really fascinating. Yeah.
But, you know, I'll say to anybody, go, you know, it's a public and open place where the Monk's Cave is in Ilkeston, Derbyshire. You know, I'd say to anybody, go there and you'll get that name. You'll get that name Thomas. You know, hundreds of people get that name. People even hear like disembodied voices say, you know, with the word Thomas. Now, you know, if a spirit is going to like converse with somebody and talk to somebody, are they just going to say the word Thomas? You know, surely they're going to say something else. So, you know, that's why I say maybe it could be residential, maybe it could be residual in that one location, if it's just that one word coming through all the time. Because why would, you know, if a spirit is going to try and contact you, why would it just say that one word all the time?
With it, that's it. Well, I think it also constitutes as really, really good evidence because it's the same name time and time again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're getting it home as well.
See, at Eastwood House, you know, I've done many, many investigations there. I'm not going to say why, because there's something I just don't want to give out. Because if it's one thing that I don't do is I don't put people that I'm connected with, like it's personal, it's private. You know, this is another thing why you don't see me putting up investigations, because if it's with you know, if you've got the permission of the house owner, which many of them, you know, a lot of them turn around and say that they don't want their names splashed all over the internet. They don't want their like locations given out, you know, because they've got a private life too. You know, so, you know, when I go to Eastwood House with a certain two people that actually live there, I've done investigations with them. Now, they've got like a really wide staircase that, you know, that goes up the stairs. It's all carpeted across the landing. It's all carpeted. It's a very wide staircase. It's a very wide landing. It's a very grandiose kind of like house that they live in. It's you know, it's a really you know, big old house. So one of the investigators from our team, she was setting up in the kitchen, and I'd sat on the stairs for quite some time because that's where, you know, a lot of like scents, like old style, like scents such as lavender, you could smell, you know, even though like they never had any lavender in the house, you know, so you'd have like the smell of lavender coming through, the smell of like boot polish, you know, and it'd just be like whiffs in the air. They'd like come and go. And, you know, there might be like ornaments that have been moved, you know, or turned around, or, you know, maybe like on this, you know, on a stand, and then it's on the floor, you know, and, you know, they thought they was literally going crackers at first, you know, when like all these things was happening. Then you'd hear like conversations, voices in the distance, but it was actually in the immediate vicinity. So because of that actual like locality in that property, I actually sat on the top of the stairs. Now the stairs aren't like a normal staircase; they are like they're like bigger steps. You know, generally a step is like 12, 13 inches.
Oh, the old ones.
Yeah, these steps, you know, they're like, you know, maybe like 20, 25 inches. You know, wide. So, you know, it was you could have a good seating position on there. And I sat there at the top of the stairs, early hours of the morning. Certain person was in the kitchen setting up for a spirit box session. So I sat on my own, and the person from the kitchen shouted through to me, and she said, "Glenn, did you hear that then?" I could hear a woman's voice. And I said, "I heard it." And it was like in one of the rooms downstairs before it got to the staircase. So I actually had the task cams running where you can hear stuff real time. And there was a woman talking to a man called Thomas, and you could hear them talking to each other in a full-blown conversation, talking about who was taking the dog for a walk and how late it was in the evening. And the woman, you could physically like hear her with the ears turn, and she turned to come up the stairs. Well, I'm sat at the top of the stairs, and I can hear this woman in a long dress. I could visualize it. She had a long dress on. You could hear it swishing, and you could hear like the type of like clog type shoes that she had on, and she was walking up those stairs. But the shoes made the sound as though she was walking on wooden floorboards, wooden steps. But the entire downstairs and the stairs themselves in the hallway upstairs was all thick carpeted. So that was an impossibility, because, you know, so you could tell that it was, you know, from a different era. So whatever was happening at that time wasn't in the, you know, the time that we was there, you know, the date that we was there, it was happening in the past. So, you know, maybe it was kind of like residual. So this woman started walking up the stairs, and I'm holding my breath because she's coming closer and closer and closer to me. And she passed me. And as she passed me, she was right next to me, right in front of my face. So my face, because I was sitting on the stairs, would probably be in line with her, you know, her calves. And she come past me, and you could smell the lavender. It was so strong. And she turned, and as she turned, she was like holding on to the, you could, you know, you can visualize it as it's happening because, you know, it's so close quarters. When she turned, she held the top of like the banister, and you could hear, and the banister creaked. Like I could hear it creak in real time, and it creaked like on like with a second delay on the recorder. And she walked down the hallway, and all the time she's like talking to this gentleman called Thomas. And you know, that was just literally amazing to hear and experience.
Yeah, because they, in their era, they're seeing the furniture and things as they lived it, and you're seeing it in the modern day. But do you think they wouldn't have seen you then, Glenn? Like, you don't see them, but you hear them, so maybe they don't see us.
I just don't think that there was aware. I don't think that, you know, again, I don't think there was aware. I don't think it was, it's never felt like an intelligent haunting. It's never felt like a, you know, a residential haunting, but it's certainly residual.
So definitely like the energy that's been soaked up into like the bricks and the mortar over X amount of years.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's just like, you know, it's just like an imprint in time.
Mm.
But, you know, that was certainly real. How do you like put that on camera? You can't, because you can't see it. But I have got all the recordings.
You can't. Well, it's like with the sitting in here playing with my digicam that night and talking to you, and I was just doing that quick pan around, and then it's like it's as if somebody's making a cup of coffee in my kitchen.
Yeah, that's that was fascinating. That was. When you hear, that's what I'm saying. See, when you hear it real time, you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
because it's almost
that wasn't right, was it?
Yeah, you know, it's almost as though it's you can literally visualize it. The clarity of the sound is that clear.
Yeah. Mind you, I've been on the talking to you many a time, and all you hear is just like a clunk. And I can be sitting there, maybe I don't know, a couple of foot away from my kettle, and my kettle will move.
Yeah.
But yet it's sitting firmly on its base.
Yeah.
It hasn't done it for a long time, but you've heard it many a time, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, Ivan, I'm not saying, you know, that. All I'm saying is, you know, in that moment in time with what I experienced, it, you know, it was nothing to do with like disembodied voices. It was actually happening in that moment, like it was an imprint of, you know, like a residual energy, but you could hear it. The clarity was so clear.
Mm.
You know, our disembodied voices, spirits, nobody knows.
There's
Nobody can. Nobody can say that. You know, that, you know, that a disembodied voice is a spirit. You know, again, going back to, you know, our frequencies work, subsound. You know, obviously, you know, our hearing range is, you know, 20 hertz. So anything below that we can't hear anyway. You know, but all you know, I've actually experienced disembodied voices, Yvonne, and I've seen something as well. There was one time I was sat in the chair and I had my left hand propping my head up and I was asleep, dozing off. And to the left of me, I heard a voice really distinctly say, "Brian," really, really clear. And as I turned, as I opened my eyes, there was like it was like an apparition that just vanished in a split second. Was that real? I don't know. Was I like in a dream state? I don't know. Was it spirit? I've no idea. You know, but I have, you know, been standing there with people in my kitchen when I lived in Snakewood. And I've been talking away to my friend and I've heard like disembodied voices. And I've said to my mate, "Did you hear that then?" And they're like, "No." You know, again, our disembodied voices, spirit, I don't know. They you know, they are real. They do happen. They do occur because a lot of people hear them. You know, doing spirit box sessions as well. You know, the way the voices channel through the speaker, they can create disembodied voices that hang in the air as well.
Sandra's got a question. I'm going to put it on the screen as well. What's your scariest thing that's happened to you?
Go on, then I'll let you tell yours first, Sarah.
Which one?
Well,
I think the scariest for me in recent time, and it's probably going to be actually the worst that I've experienced to date, is the hair pulling and the leg pulling in bed.
Yeah.
That's got to be the worst for me. And I have actually spoken about that in a video, but I'll give you the short version. Just going off to sleep, just going into that state just before you go, and then all of a sudden I feel somebody doing this with my hair. Now, bearing in mind, my head is against the wall. Sort of this side here, there's a wall, and that's that because above here is my bed. So my head's against the wall. My ponytail's being pulled because it was a hot night, so my hair was back. And then it felt like my legs were being pulled like this, quite heavily jolted. So I thought, screw this. I'm not going to swear, but screw this. So I got up out of bed, went into my kitchen, went in, had a cigarette, came back in the bedroom, took 2 steps up on to go back into bed. And underneath my duvet cover was the hump of a body. And so I patted it down because I was like, it did freak me out somewhat. So yeah, and then I got back into bed, and I still sort of felt something around, but then it sort of dissipated and I fell to sleep. That was probably about my worst thing in recent years.
Yeah, but you got the hump on the bed as well, didn't you?
That's what I said, yeah. When I was just
patted it down.
Yeah, I already said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't it around that time as well that you had that lantern flung?
Yeah. Where is it? I don't know where it is at the moment. Yeah, I've got like a tea light lantern, like the ones you can get from IKEA. And it was after I think it was the day after I streamed or something. And I don't know where my lantern was at the time. I've got no idea, but I'm sitting on my sofa and I've had a mighty crash. And I saw my lantern sitting on the floor. And I'm like, well, that's weird. Oh, and I've also been woken up, and while I was refurbishing in here, I think it's more like a trick of the imagination more than what it was. But this office chair was sitting in the middle of the room, and I had some stuff piled on it. And I woke up during the night. It felt a bit strange, and it looked like there was a hat man standing by sort of behind the chair. But I think it was more sort of trickery than anything.
Yeah, again, paranormal. It's not spirits; it's unexplained things that occur.
But I'm used to it. I've had the thing in the kettle. I've had before my place was refurbished, I had a book fly off of the bookcase, and the books were too deep. And there was probably maybe about that much overhang on the book. So it's not enough for it to fall off. And they were all packed in quite tightly. And it was just like, whoosh, straight on the floor. Don't remember what book it was, but it was like, oh well. It happens.
Well, it's interesting you're saying about when you were going to bed and you were just falling asleep, because that's what happened to me last year. I was in my bed, and you know how you're just dropping off. And I felt like a hand do that to my foot at my toe area, and I pulled my leg up, and I went, oh, and I thought must be my imagination. So I put my leg back down again, and the minute I put my leg back down again, it happened again. And it was like a firm grip, and I pulled my leg up, and I sat up, and I said, "Who's that?" And the next minute, nothing. I never saw anything. And then the dog, he's lying in the bottom of the bed. He jumps off the bed and runs out to the hallway growling. I don't know. I think he saw something. Now, I don't normally get creepy things happening in here. It's usually, I think we're too noisy, to be honest. But I'm not. I didn't. It didn't. I didn't feel scared. But when he started growling and went out, it made me start thinking, "Oh, what was that?" The real scariest thing that I've had, and I've had it about 3 times in my life, is a sleep paralysis. And that's freaky. That's scary. And I actually found that it's happened to me when I I found now if I lie on my side, if I try to fall asleep my side, I don't seem to get it. But if I've been like, every time I've had it, I've always been on my back, and it's like the whisper, you know, it's like Joanne in my ear, and it's so freaky and it's so scary, and you cannot move, you cannot do anything. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I've not experienced sleep paralysis, but from what I've been told, it's like no thank you.
I've had that
sleep paralysis is terrifying.
Yeah, the pulling of my
hair why I know
is bad enough.
Yeah, that's why I know I've had it 3 times, because it's something that you just never forget. Once was on the sofa downstairs, and the other 2 times were in my bedroom. And it's awful, because the only thing that you can do is, you know, you open your eyes basically, and then you shut your eyes, and that's all you can do. There's nothing, and you try, and in your head you're saying, move a finger, shout, say something. There's nothing. You can't do anything. And you know, hubby's lying next to me. I can't even nudge him or anything, and he doesn't know anything. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows what you're going through, and it seems like hours. And I don't know how long it takes, because it just happens. So it's not even as if I can time it. It's maybe only seconds, but it seems like a long time, and it's frightening, because I feel as if there's somebody there, and they're whispering in my ear, whispering my name. That's all they say. It's all they say in this, and it's petrifying. And I've got to see, when I get over it, I've got to get up, and it's in my mind, and then I can't get to sleep because I'm frightened to sleep in case it happens again.
Yeah, understandable.
I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but that's frightening. That is frightening. I would face a million ghosts and spooks and spectres. You know, Glenn? That's fine.
But yeah,
what's yours?
I don't really get phased. I don't get phased by anything. I'm just too. It's like, you know, when I see people like running, flailing the arms in there because they've been touched or things, nothing really phases me like that. The only one instant that I can think of, I mean, okay, you know, I'll repeat this because, you know, I'll say this and I'll always repeat it. When you're on an investigation, there's nothing as sensitive as your own senses. You know, there's no amount of equipment you can use that will, you know, that can compare to your own, you know, senses when you're in any one given situation. So that feeling of encroachment is like quite a powerful feeling. There's no way at all you can put that across on recordings, on video, you know, by recording it with your camera. You know, it's that feeling that a place gives you, you know, that makes the ears stand up on the back of your neck, or, you know, you can feel things around you, you know, that are moving. So I was at Thrumpton Manor, off the A453, other side of Clifton in Nottinghamshire, and was doing an investigation there. Now, it's a big old stately home that sits in the grounds of a farm next to the River Trent. So one part of this property is quite derelict, and the occupants, you know, live in one small portion of it. It's something like 15, 20 bedroomed, you know, kind of like mini mansion sort of thing. I think it was built around about 1700s. So there's me and my team in there, and we're investigating it. We've got carte blanche to investigate that place because we know the owners. So I was in a big room, quite a big room. You're probably talking, I don't know, 55, 60 feet one way, 40 feet the other way. By the way, Zara, I couldn't find that link, so can you do that?
Yeah.
So I'm in this big room. Now, I'm at the far end of this house. There's no lighting, there's no electricity. Everywhere's stripped, so you're on floorboards. And I've got, you know, the camera strapped around my neck, and, you know, I'm in this room. It's completely empty.
There's nothing in there at all. So I'm doing an EVP session. There's nobody with me. The other investigators, they're on the same level. So I panned the room with a night vision, looking at the camera's, viewfinder. There's nothing in there at all. The door that I came in was shut. There was 3 other adjacent doors, but they're all nailed up. That you've got no entry, nothing can like get in and out of them. They can't even be opened. And the windows, there's no windows in there. It's just literally boarded up with wood. So you've got zero visibility. The only light you've got, is from the IR lights. So I'm kind of like stood 3/4 into that room. So if you can imagine the door I came in, I'm kind of like 3/4 of the way into the room facing that door. And I heard a growl, or I thought I heard a growl. And I kind of like froze, because I'm trying to, it's pitch black. I'm trying to get like my bearings where this noise is coming from. Was it a growl? Was it kind of like something being dragged, over like solid floorboarding? They didn't use cheap wood on the floors in those houses when they built those. Yeah. So I wasn't actually quite sure, what it was. And I did another pan with the camera and I had a look around, and I can't see anything in there. There's nothing in there with me at all. So I dropped the camera down to my waist and I clicked it. And I'm standing there and I started to continue doing the EVP session. Now I can hear like 2 of the other investigators who were further down the hallway. Like I can just hear them like talking, mumbling. So I'm thinking to myself, right, okay, so that noise probably came from them. So the only light I've got now in front of me is the orange light coming up from the task cam. And right in front of me, I'd probably say, you're probably talking 10 feet in front of me. I'm looking at the task cam and I'm asking questions. And I heard this growl again, but now it's closer to me. And I'm standing there and I've got, I can't back onto anything because there's nothing in there, So I took a couple of steps back to kind of like, whoa, what was that? And it was a guttural growl. And I'm thinking, okay, so, maybe there was a dog or something that lived in this property, like many years ago. So, straight away, I don't just automatically think, oh, it's demons, the devil's coming for me, I'm trying to be like rational about it, and think rationally about, what I've just heard. So for the second time, I kind of like passed it off. And then the next thing I hear is like if you can imagine like a dog's paws, but without the claws tapping on the floor. So, and it's kind of like heavy. So they're kind of like really solid, heavy, padded, like footsteps coming towards me. And I just looked up and I'm thinking, wow, I can hear it. It's coming straight for me. And it stopped right in front of me. And the stench was just, it's a wonder I just didn't vomit right there and then. The stench and the waft. So whatever was coming towards me, I could, when it stopped right in front of me and it did that guttural growl right in my face with that stench, I don't know what that was. Even today I think about it, and it was actually like a pivotal moment for me in the paranormal, because for all the years that I'd ever experienced things, that was kind of like the most real and like the most vivid one that ever stood out for me, because it was just so frightening. And I'm now, because this thing has literally stopped, it almost felt as though it was like inches in front of my face. I started to back off, and I started to walk backwards, and the feeling of that encroachment on me was just incredible. I just felt so, it was almost as though like the blood just drained from me.
That doesn't surprise me.
The next thing I realized was my back hit the wall behind me. So now I've got my back against the wall. This, whatever it was, it didn't come any closer to me. It didn't come at me again. But I tell you now, I was terrified. And I could hear Jill and Ali Bob coming back up the hallway. And so I shout to her. And they're saying, "Where are you?" And I'm saying, "I'm here. I'm in the big room." So I can hear them coming towards me. You're talking like 2:30 in the morning, so your voice carries, you can hear everything. And I tell you now, in that moment, I was so scared that I was so scared I couldn't even look into the camera, because I was so scared in case there was something standing right in front of me that I just didn't want to see. And then the other investigators came into the room, and they're shouting like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And I says, "I'm over here against the back wall." And then they came over to me and said, "Oh, you're all right." And from there on in, I was just telling them what happened. But I think that was like, one of the most weirdest things I've ever experienced in all the time that I've ever investigated. Can't explain what it was. I can't explain what happened. All I know is that is what happened. Whatever it was, I've no idea. But I'm not going to jump down the route of, oh, it was a demon. It was just, I think it was just like, just an angry bad spirit that was there.
I think people are too quick to call demon, if I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, it weren't that, Like I say, it was just something I experienced. I've got no explanation for that. That's how it was.
Yeah, it's interesting that you got the smell as well. That smell.
Yeah, the smell was absolutely revolting. Absolutely revolting, the smell was. And that feeling of like the air moving. Do you know, like if somebody swishes in front of you, you get that movement of air. You feel it on your skin. The air's on your body. You can feel that. And I did get that. When that moved towards me and then stopped dead, it was almost like the air from it carried forward with the smell. But that guttural sound it made, that was really, really scary, that was. That's about the most scared I've actually ever been.
Okay.
I've slept in cemeteries. When I lived in Bull, Northern Cemetery, I used to sleep in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you'd be like investigating, and next thing you'd doze off, and you'd wake up like 2 hours later, frozen.
You get that here, Glenn, where I live, but you usually find them in the morning with a bottle of wine or something in their hand. They've lost their way home.
Yeah.
But Cynthia's just going and Portia's just going.
Oh, okay. Bye, Portia. Bye, Cynthia.
Bye.
But sometimes like you do experience things that, where you hear footsteps, and I've had like my face raped like by like what felt like bony fingers before, in the tunnels there out in West Midlands. I've had all those experiences. It's just, you have to accept it if you're doing investigations. It's part and parcel of it. You're actually there to investigate. There's no point in running away when something gives you a good prod or poke, or touches your face, or pulls your hair, or you feel something. Most of the time it's pitch black anyway, so you just automatically like put it down to, I caught my coat on this, or I brushed against that, because in the dark, your perception of what's around you is much less.
Yeah.
It's like with me with the footsteps when I was up at the clinic after doing the Memorex session and whatnot, when I was sitting around the corner from the first time that I was there, and I was just packing up, and there's just trees and grass directly in front of me, no animals around, but yet I could distinctly hear human footsteps. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm probably just curious, because it's more than likely, as far as I'm aware, because where there is a history with the clinic up the road, that nobody's ever done anything around that area. So it's probably, if somebody's hanging around from way back when, they're probably thinking, oh, what's this person doing? Let's go and be nosy and have a look.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. When you can physically, like, you know, feel that encroachment, and you can definitely hear like footsteps, but there's just nothing there. You know, and they come in your direction. You know, that's a real thing. You know, but going back to what Iwan said in the chat there, you know, when I was talking about that smell, obviously Iwan's smelt that because he described it perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, the stench is just incredible. It's, you know, it's not like, you know, a rotting corpse smell, or, you know, it's just a really volatile, like, vicious smell. You know, once you've smelt it, you'll never forget it.
No, well, hopefully I never actually experienced that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, yesterday when I was normally when I go to, as you've seen, my dog is everywhere, and normally when I'm going to the bathroom, he thinks he's going somewhere as well. So he normally sits outside the bathroom and he whines and till you come out. So yesterday I was just washing my hands and drying my hands, and I heard and I said, I'm coming. I went 2 minutes, and then the next minute I opened the door and he wasn't even there. And I thought I heard him. Yeah, and I thought, and then I went in and said to the family, I said, was that dog outside? No. I said, oh, I heard something. I don't know.
Does your dog pick up on things, Joanne?
Yeah. Well, he has the once, and sometimes he watches. He lies at the top of the stairs and he watches down, and his eyes are interested. And goes up and down the walls, and the ears are all going. And yeah, he's quite young. He's 3, so his hearing's really spot on. So yeah, but it doesn't frighten me or anything like that. It doesn't.
I don't think it should do either.
No.
Shouldn't do. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so is it normally like late at night, or, you know, is it like a daily occurrence or something, Joanne, where he picks up on things?
Yeah, well, he watches at night, and it's usually it's not really late at night, it's maybe about 10, 11 o'clock. But the thing I had with it at the bed, that was in the middle of the night. That was in the middle of the night that happened. And I wasn't scared until he growled. And of course I'm thinking, well, first I thought it was an intruder. But no, it doesn't really scare me, but because I know animals can see things we don't. And I know that their senses are really good.
Yeah, obviously their ears can hear much lower frequencies as well. So, you know, so sometimes I'll have like Alfie, he'll get down on my knee, and cats don't. It's very seldom that cats really go into a deep sleep. You know, they do obviously, but the majority of the time they're just napping. So, you know, they appear to be asleep, but you can always tell that they're not, because the ears are constantly moving. And they're like little radars. So when Alfie sat on my knee, you know, many times I've seen his ears, and his ears will track a sound across a room. So there's been times where I've sat watching him, and his ears will, you know, they just turn like, you know, not both of them, just one main there, because obviously they can move their ears independently of each other. So his ear will, you know, like track something across a room, and then it will stop, and then it will like go back the other way and stop, and then I'll hear like a pop, and as soon as I hear that pop, his head like shoots up and he's looking in that exact direction. Now, what it is that is like listening, I don't know. I don't know what he's listening to, but I've experienced that with him quite a few times. You know, I think cats are really, really on it when it comes to, you know, sound in their environment, and that, you know, they are a good pointer to if there's actually any activity that's with you.
Yeah.
It's like my other cat, Salem. I used to take him on investigations. He'd follow me anywhere he would. You know, you sit in the dark. Eh?
Did he enjoy it?
I think he did actually.
Yeah.
But I used to take him on investigations, and you know, you know, we'd all sit around, you know, just getting the feel of the place, seeing if we can like hear anything. You know, every so often we'd do like a EVP recording, and he just used to like, you know, sit there and get down and fall to sleep. And sometimes it'd be like the focus point, because if we was hearing things, we'd look to the cat to see which way his ears were. You know, I think I only took him on like about 10 at the most, but you know, just to try it as an experiment, just to see if you know, if we're picking up sounds in the environment that he can also hear, that, you know, we can't see, he can't see, or well, we don't know if he can see, because obviously their eyesight works slightly different, you know, but it's just something you try, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's confirmation for you. If they move in the direction that you're thinking you're hearing the sound from, I think it's confirmation that there's something there. Yeah, I think so.
Sure, you know, again, going back to like your own personal sensors, that'll give you more pointers than any equipment will ever give you. Actually being in the moment.
Yeah.
Bye, Sandra.
Oh, bye, Sandra.
Yeah, but the thing is, Zara, is Cheeky actually reacting to nothing? It's like you just don't know.
You don't know. Could be, because they're intelligent too. The rabbits, so they'll pick up things. They hear things as well that we don't. I think I'm absolutely certain of it.
Has he ever howled? Or because we used to have a dog called Tina. She was a cross Alsatian Labrador, beautiful dog. She used to in one of the older properties I was brought up in, the staircase went up on 3 different landings, so it kind of like come back on itself. So you had like five steps a landing, 5 steps a landing, you know, and then 5 more steps, and then, you know, the long hallway. And she used to sit on the middle landing on the stairs, looking up. There's absolutely nothing there. She used to look up and sit, you know, and sit there howling. And then if we like went to her to say, you know, what's going off, Tina? She'd be like, you know, looking at us, then looking back, looking at us and looking back as they look, it's there, whatever it is, it's there. Like, we couldn't see anything, but obviously she was extremely aware of something being there.
Yeah. No, he's never howled. You just see him watching, and the face and the ears go up, and he's like, you know, when you see the face, it's as if he's thinking, oh, what's that? I wish he could talk and tell me what he sees, because I'm sure he sees something. But I've been seeing lights and flashes at the side of my eye. But I think I've spoken to you about that before. And my eyes have been tested, and I haven't got any problems with glasses or anything like that. So I don't know. I just feel as if, and when I get that, I just acknowledge it and I say, oh, hello. You know, I don't feel frightened. Sometimes I've had a breeze when I've seen the flash. I feel like in a cold breeze, as if something like that, as if somebody's brushing past me. But I just acknowledge it. I don't know who I'm acknowledging, but I don't want to be rude. So I just say, oh, hello. You know,
there's a lot of things that that you can pick up on with your own senses.
Yeah. Oh, hi. It's like magic.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Going back to the animal thing, not so much with Cheeky, but when I had my original rabbits here, I had a French lot. Hi, Anna. And quite often, I actually used to catch her in my hallway, sitting there staring at my front door for no reason, as if somebody was there.
Well, don't Cheeky do that?
Cheeky's not really done that.
No, he does it at the top of the landing, don't he? He'll.
What landing? I haven't got a landing.
Well, the top of your stairs. In the hallway, where you say that you've got that place that's a little bit creepy.
It's my hallway, my little square hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even for me, on the odd occasion, it's just a feeling of as if someone's watching you, and it's like almost that encroachment. They want to encroach on your space. It is I can't explain it. It doesn't really happen so much nowadays. Cheeky's, he's never really sat at the front door and watched the door, but so the girls that I've had over the years, they've done it. Yeah. And it is nobody there. Nobody there. She's just sitting there. She'll stay there she used to stay there for maybe a good 1-2 minutes, just staring at the door. And I don't know if it's like she's playing, like, shall we say, guard rabbit. I
carry on, Zara. Just 2 ticks.
Yeah, no worries. It was just very strange.
Yeah, you just want to get in their head and find out what they're seeing and what they're thinking. If they could only talk. Yeah. But no, my dog's never growled. The last dog I used to wag her tail.
Yeah.
As if somebody was coming past for to play. That was about when did I lose her? About 6 years ago. So I haven't had a dog for a while until I get him, and he's a nightmare. Keeps me busy. But my last dog used to wag her tail in the hallway, as if somebody was coming in the front door, but there would be nobody there. And she'd be as if she was pleased to see somebody, and the tail would go, and she'd go and get a toy and come back, and then I'd say, "What are you doing?" It was either, because I used to think maybe that dog's got dementia or something like that. Maybe she thinks she sees something, and it's strange. Yeah. She used to go and get a toy and just drop it on the floor, wag the tail, and then she would just go and lie down again. And that used to be around about tea time. See, about 5-6 o'clock. Went like that for a while. For a good few weeks, and then it just stopped. Yeah, just stopped.
The only thing that Cheeky ever does, he's reacted to an orb a split second before it actually came onto it became visible in particular area. That's actually on my other channel, but I've got some stuff that I need to cross over and upload onto here. And then sometimes, actually, he's been doing it quite a lot of late. Is it in his cage of a night time? He knows I'm in bed, and it could be the middle of the night. I'll stir, and he knows it's me that's stirring, but then he'll start thumping for no reason.
Yeah, mine does that sometimes as well.
Yeah, for no reason whatsoever. And I'm like, will you shut up and go to sleep?
It was funny when you were talking about it's on one of your other channels. I'd actually been watching a video of yours, Zara, and it was the one with the keyring moves, the angel. The keyring just moved.
The 469 session.
Yeah, that was fabulous. Fabulous. That was amazing, and it was so quick.
Yeah,
it's like a big force. It's like somebody just went, and it just went. That was amazing. So if you haven't seen that, anybody, I suggest you go and watch that.
That's the really old session. That's going back to 2006 17, I think that was. Yeah, that's a really, really old one.
Yeah.
It's a really old one. I think the best one, though, that I had was the Whack It and then my 587 falling back.
Oh,
Explain to Joanne who Jacob was.
Oh,
Yes. Jacob. Jacob came completely out of the blue, and it was a name that I started getting.
Okay.
Actually, I might even be able to tell you when he first actually came through. Bear with me.
Yeah.
This is why you keep a journal, because you can look back. Right, the first time that I had Jacob was on the 16th of May, and I was using the 587. So, and he was only around for a while. If it let me have a look. Right, there's Jacob there, Jacob. But at that time, looking, I was actually getting a lot of devils, and I was having a lot of devils and demons coming through from what I'm looking at. Yeah, that session, that 469 was the 4th of June, 2017. Yeah, but I think he, from what I can remember, it was a child, because I think I was asking questions on a live stream, because I can't find the age here. But I think he was between the ages of about 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't actually pronounce his name. Sometimes it came through as the English name Jacob. But the majority of the time it came through as the German name Jacob, which is Jakob.
Ah.
Yeah. But it was strange. It must have, I think it must have only been through the course of maybe about 3 to 4 sessions thereabouts.
Yeah.
And then just
Gone?
gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Maybe went to a better place.
It's
Maybe.
possible. It's like the name Nina. I had that person through on a couple of sessions around about the same time or just after, and then she disappeared as well. So I've
like
not
they're passing through.
Pardon?
It's like they're passing through.
Yeah.
And coming, coming for a chat.
It's possible. Yeah, because even when I was I think even when I was out walking the dogs, when I did a couple of the sessions when I was out, I think the name Jacob that then came through as well. I'm hearing like a dragon static in this thing. Right, Anna, what you're probably hearing is probably cheeky digging. That could be what you're hearing. But yeah,
I think you first came across that Yakov when you was doing the walks with the 2 dogs down the side of the field.
I don't know.
I'm sure that was the first time you came across him, because it was actually a voice you picked up on the spirit box. It was quite profound. It was, and then he turned up on a session you did at home.
Well, let's put it this way. If I'm going from my list, the first time the 587 fell backwards on the 5th of May. This is all in 2017. Then I had Jakob for the first time on the 16th of May using the 587. I had him also on the 20th of May. The 2nd of June was when I had the 469 on the 587. I think Jakob was also on the 469 when I had the orb and the angel.
Was he on that session as well where the angel moved?
I can soon tell you. Hold on. Soon tell you if I had his name come up. Yes. Yes.
Makes you wonder if it was actually him that moved that, because he was actually quite inquisitive, wasn't he?
Yeah, because on that 4691, just before, because I've made a note of it, I had the word orb being said, and that was just before the orb came on the screen.
Yeah.
And then later on, it had an orb on the screen, because I made a note. Then it went Faith, Zara, 4, Jacob, scared, Mickey, go, lose, hurt, Lisa, and then the word orb again for a second time. And then I had believe, Zara, Zara, yes, sorrow, and then the key ring moves. So, and the last time I had Jacob, he was there on the 9th. Is there
the way it used to come through on the spirit box, it was almost as though he was frightened.
Yeah, he was also on the experiment. Know where I got the spirit lights? No, I didn't say Zorro even. But on the experiment one, Jacob was on that as well, quite a few times. 16th of June. Did I have him at it's at Nymphenberg. 30th of June. So quite a few. 6th of July.
Yeah, he definitely attached himself to you.
Yeah.
Because there was a time, through that period of those sessions, it was almost as though he did attach himself to you, because, he was telling you that he was frightened.
Yeah. Well,
and I think you actually kind of like put his mind at rest, and he just disappeared.
Well, the last time I had Jacob through, so we're going from the 16th of May was the first time, and the last time I had Jacob come through was the 6th of July. So that was over the course of what, May, 2 months?
Yeah. But he really did make himself known.
6, 7, 8. So that was 9 sessions.
And within those sessions, you had the 587 tipped over.
No, that was the session before.
Before, was it?
From the 16th of May until the 6th of July. That was a total of 9 sessions. And each session, Jacob, the name Jacob actually came through.
Yeah, but it was almost as though he also kind of like turned up to like play with Chica.
Yeah,
he had like an affiliation with Cheeky, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep
really strange.
Forward. Yeah, but I'm sure that he popped in again later on. I'm just having a quick look through.
Thing is though, Joanne, it's one of those like spirit voices or voices we hear that you can kind of like build a picture of like what's happening with him. So it was kind of like a profound voice that came through that kind of like turned up and interacted.
Yeah, I had him again on the 20th of September. There was Jacob, the name Jacob. That's actually quite a long session looking back at the answers. This is interesting. I did a 587 and a Memorex on the 26th of October. And I've actually got here, I had that came through. I don't know what I asked, but it came through Jacob or Jacob. He left you, see you before then.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of the things that he used to say was like personal, like it, as I say, like he kind of like talk to you.
Yeah, and
like it was clinging.
yeah, and 24th of October, I had here Jacob, then later on here Jacob here, or here Jacob here.
Yeah, it used to come through really clear as well.
Yeah, and then I think he disappeared again. I can't see anything else. Yeah, and then I think that was it, I think.
See, sometimes you'll get those voices that are really personal come through.
Yeah. 1st of December, Jacob was here. And that was it for 2017. I don't know if I had him last year.
I don't think you did, because I actually asked you if you'd actually, heard him about, and I think you told me no, you've not heard anything from him since he disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, so the last time so between May and December, on and off.
But listening to those sessions, Joanne, it was kind of like personal, like with some of with the questions directed and the replies that Zara was getting. Definitely a real experience anyway.
Yeah, I think I do. I swear, either one of the live streams, I asked how old he was, and it came back something like 4 or 6.
Yeah.
So I've just got.
But
I don't know.
You could tell he was young.
Pardon?
You could tell he was young. By the sound of his voice. Child's voice coming through.
Yeah.
But those sessions, John, really are worth listening to like just follow that alone.
Yeah.
You get that sense of like it's personal.
It was. It actually felt quite personal. But the strange thing, I never knew a little boy of that age, of that name.
Yeah. Maybe just liked you.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the old woman that apparently pops up in my kitchen from time to time. She likes the kitchen for some reason. So it's like, well, can she do the washing up while she's there visiting?
Yeah, I think it's her that moves that kettle to let you know she's there.
Yeah. Well, it's been quiet recently, so.
Yeah. It's like I've been talking to Zara on the phone, and you'd hear like this bump, and I'll say, "What was that?" And Zara's like, "Oh, the kettle's just moved."
Oh.
Yeah.
Get the kettle on.
and that's not the kettle, and it's not as if I just made put the kettle on either. The kettle was cold, so it's not as if I just made a cuppa anyway and firm on the base, because I always made sure when I noticed that it was happening, I thought, well, is it maybe that it's not sitting on the base properly? So that I was actually making sure it was sitting on the base.
Yeah. It's really strange though, how it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange. The chat's gone dead. I think they must be. They're secretly so. I think focused on what the conversation is.
Yeah, I just actually refreshed just to make sure that.
That's what I've just done on the tablet. Is like still around.
Yeah, the last one I've got was from Yvonne saying.
Wait,
did she say Zorro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think you should have a spirit box though, Joanne.
You think so?
Yeah.
Sure, I think so.
Yeah. Do you think? I don't know if I'd be any good at that though. And then you would need to listen to my squeaky voice.
Oh, you haven't got a squeaky voice. Oh, chat.
Yeah.
I'll look into it, I think.
I don't know. You might be surprised, Joanne.
Yeah.
You know,
I certainly heard.
You definitely know what you're doing.
Do you think? Yeah.
Well, the only thing that I will say from actually listening to a session being done live on stream, so you're actually watching it live, to actually hearing it when it's in front of you is different.
Really?
I was pretty good listening to it and picking it up, but as soon as I got one in my hand, I'm like, yeah. But it takes a little while to get used to, but I think you'll do really well, actually.
You think?
Yeah.
I've thought about it, and then I thought, oh, I don't know. You know, what will I say? But I suppose
just talk. Well, you see what I say in my sessions, what Mag says in hers, same as Glenn and anybody else.
Yeah. Never know.
You never know.
You
You might even find out what your dog keeps reacting to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's interesting. I would like to know.
Let me just see what this box sounds like.
Well, I think we must have sent the chat to sleep because everybody left.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Yeah. How long have we been on? Is that 2 hours?
2 hours, 11 minutes, and nearly 40 seconds.
Spirits, are you here with us? No. If you're saying no, then that really means you are. Spirits.
I think I heard the devil.
Did somebody say the devil? Spirits, is there somebody here called Jacob?
Jacob. Straight away when you said that, I heard Jacob.
Spirits, is Jacob here? Spirits, can you tell me if Jacob is here? Spirits, can you tell me if there is a spirit here called Thomas? Can you say Thomas?
I heard green.
Can you say Jacob?
Jacob. That was very quiet.
Yeah.
Whoa, did you hear that then? F word.
Mm-hmm.
Who's swearing? Spirits, who is swearing?
That was either me or I heard Evan a minute ago when you
Yeah, I
said
heard
you're
Evan.
swearing.
I heard Evan.
Is there a spirit here that knows Evan? Is there a spirit here who knows Evan?
Evan, yeah, I think.
Oh, hello, spirits.
Can you say the name Evan?
Evan.
Was that Evan or was that evil?
Yeah. I thought it was Evan.
May have, I don't know, it may have been spirits, please come forward and say the name Evan. Please come forward, spirits, and say the name Evan. Is there a spirit here that knows Evan?
Say Evan something something.
Spirits, do you know where Evan is? Where does he live?
No, not German.
Germany. Germany.
Spirits, do you know where Evan lives? Can you say Netherlands?
Heard nether.
Can you say Netherlands? There was a very quick hey Zara in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If there are any spirits here with us now, can you say your name?
Couple of times. Hello, spirits.
Say the word Netherlands, spirit. Say the word Netherlands. If there is a spirit here who knows Ivan, can you say his name very clearly? Can you say the name Ivan clearly?
It was like a little kid voice went.
Jacob, are you here with us? Spirits, is Jacob here with us? Are there any spirits here with me now? Can you say the name Joanne? Spirit, can you say the name Joanne? Don't think I'll get a copyright strike for that. Spirit, can you say the name Joanne? Can you say the name Zara? Yeah, there was some dialect in there that wasn't English, Ivan. Spirit, please say the name Zara. Are you not wanting to speak this evening, Spirit? Can you not say the name Joanne?
Glenn.
Glenn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you say the name Ivan?
Maybe ask for Anna. Hun?
Yeah. It sounded like you said Anna then, actually.
Yeah.
Try scanning it the other way. Anna, if you are here with me now, can you say your name?
Go ahead, Anna.
Angel Anna, if you are here with us, can you say your name?
That was something like Feel. I don't know if that was the radio, but it sounded like something like Feel the Love.
Yeah. Say the name Anna.
That was a good voice.
Yeah, it said, who's she?
That'll be me.
Who's she? And again, in exactly the same voice. Yeah.
Who's Anna?
Anna, if you're there, can you go, love you?
Anna, if you are here, can you say the words, love you? Can you say the words, love you? Spirits, do you know who I am? Are you saying I'm a demon?
No. You're a friend?
Spirits, do you think I'm a demon?
Is that the W word?
I'm weird. Did you hear that? Who are these voices on the radio that talk to us? Who are the voices on the radio that speak to us? Can you tell me who you are? Because that look, 999, upside down, 666.
Oh.
Are the voices that speak to us, are you demons? Are the voices that speak to us, are you demons? If you are demons, say the word demon very clear. The voices on the radio, if you are spirits of the dead, can you say very clearly the word dead? If you are spirits of the dead, can you say very clearly the word dead? The voices on the radio, if you are aliens, say the word very clearly, aliens. Are the voices dead people? Is there anybody here that knows my name? Is there anybody here that knows my name? Can you say my name? Can you say my name clearly? Yeah, a lot of singing, Ivan. Are you spirits of the dead? If you are spirits of the dead, say yes.
That sounded foreign.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't say youngsters. Warriors.
Spirits, is there a spirit here called Jacob? If there is a spirit here by the name of Jacob, can you say Jacob? If there is a spirit here by the name of Thomas, spirits, can you come forward and say the word Thomas?
It was an ambulance. Which is 3. Annoying, very, very annoying. Right, it's great.
Are there any spirits here that know who Joanne is? If so, can you say Joanne?
Joanne.
If there are any spirits here who know Zara, can you say Zara? Hey, Cassie. Is there a spirit here who goes by the name Angel Anna? Anna, if you can hear my voice, can you please come forward and say your name, Anna? Spirits, can you say the name Cheeky?
It sounded like a German help thing.
Yeah. Spirits, if you're here with me now, can you hear my voice?
Germany again. I understand.
Are there any spirits here? Hi, Ray. Hi, Tona. You always get that fuzzy noise, don't you, on AM? Spirits, can you say the name Anna? They said the afterlife then.
Cool.
Who said the word afterlife? Cheers, Ray. Spirits, if you're here with me now, please come forward and tell me your names. Oh, there's a clear Richard there.
Yeah.
Who's Richard? Can you say your name again? Can you say the name Richard?
Do you want my phone, Joanne?
My age.
It's not really connecting well tonight, the spirit box.
No, it's not, is it? You're getting bits and pieces, but there's nothing actually sort of really flowing.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably
like that
overheating.
sometimes.
Like me, overheating.
What's Joanne on with? She's jumping around out there like a blue horse fly.
She's
what? She's overheating.
Yes.
Oh, is that the menopause then, Joanne?
Could be. I'll need to stick my head in the freezer. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to bounce.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine, not a problem.
What's that above your head?
Flowers.
It's a mirror with ivy.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a mirror, yeah. Oh, can't see it very well now, can you? Yeah, it's flowers.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, we can see it, yeah.
Yeah, and I've also got nice pictures as well, flowers. You'll see them behind me. Yeah, they're roses.
Nice.
Oh, nice, aren't they? I like roses. Oh, I feel much better when I move around, cool down a bit more.
You can stand out on the garden.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't have that little fan on, I would be overheating. Mind you, I've got my big fan on as well over in the corner.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I bounced the stream around, didn't I?
No, because I put you on mute because I knew you were going down. I could see you were going down the stairs.
Yeah. I could fairly go, couldn't I?
See, you were going down the stairs like.
Well, you got hot flushes then, Joanne?
At the moment, yeah.
I know what that's. I know all too well what that's like.
Yeah. But my bedroom's the top of the house, so it gets really hot up there, so it does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we could probably. Excuse me. I think we could probably slowly wind down.
Yeah.
For this evening, because it's been near on. Well, 2 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah. When you thinking of doing your angel card reading stream again?
I'm going to give it another go on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And what I might even do is use. Okay, it just means I can't use any of my intros, but I can do 2 cameras if I use Lightstream. which is website based. Bit similar to this, but with
Yeah.
overlays and
Yeah.
it's a little bit like OBS, but sort of web based.
Yeah, it was just crazy, wasn't it? Like you worked all that time and got everything perfect.
Yep. And even to the test stream 10 minutes before.
Yeah. That was just mental.
Yep. And then just went to pot. Totally to pot.
Yeah, I just can't understand what happened there.
Neither do I.
But our virus scanned everything today and uninstalled everything, reinstalled. I've reset my router.
Mm.
I've been doing all sorts today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't had a single YouTube notification since yesterday.
You
Until
still haven't had anything through?
Yeah, I've got them coming through now, okay, but there was definitely something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I think Mag sent me a clip of something, and I even loaded it into KineMaster to see if it would play in there. It was having none of it. It just kept coming up like it was a screenshot. Yeah, it was a video.
That's crazy.
I tried it on, well, altogether, I tried it on 4 different players, and it just wouldn't play.
There's something up there.
Yeah. It feels personal.
Yeah, I think the internet's just playing up as a whole in the last God knows how long anyway.
Yeah, it just felt personal though, like, you know.
Yeah, that's how it felt with me yesterday. Had a great before test stream, testing out, and even though the mic kept going out and swapping back and forth between scene collections and whatnot, but everything was all right. And then doing the 10 minutes before I went live, or 15 minutes, something like that, just to test that everything was still running smoothly and no encoder problems, and it was fine. And I pressed live and public, and all hell breaks loose. It works for a little while, but then it's like, no, not many people see it. Yeah. So God knows what was playing up.
Yeah, I've also noticed there's like a lot of paranormal channels that aren't streaming anymore. I know like the 1K thing, but you know, I've not heard of anybody having their channel struck for streaming under the 1K on alternate apps.
There has been some people that have had a warning. I don't know about paranormal channels, but I know elsewhere.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it's gone quiet.
It's a possibility. Mm-hmm. Really is.
You know, there's a lot of people not getting the same amount of views or notifications going out, or they're not getting
even for me this evening, not that it really makes that much difference anyway, but it's definitely lower than what it normally is. And I know that there's other people streaming, but that doesn't really normally make that much of an impact.
No, because a lot of your subscribers, they're from like a lot of other places. You know, and I've not actually seen any of those like in the chat tonight.
Oh, Tia was here.
Yeah, Tia was, yeah.
Yeah, Tia
but,
was.
I'm just saying in general, you normally get that flow of, people coming through, and tonight it's just been quiet, but I think it's subdued everywhere.
I think it is. And it's holidays, summer holidays still. So you've got that as well to take into consideration.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm. But
so
never mind.
Have you enjoyed yourself, JJ?
I have, yeah, I have. Yeah.
Have you changed your name back now?
No, just on here.
Just on here. Yeah.
Oh, I was sending the gifts earlier on of cheesy balls. Did you get those gifts, Joanne, or those cheesy balls?
I did. They were lovely. Glenn sent me lots of pictures. There was one of a chap in a bath of cheesy balls just lying across it.
Yeah.
So that's me. Oh no, I enjoyed the stream tonight. It's been really interesting, and it was interesting that Iwan and Stephen got flashes of light. That was, and that's why I asked about, did they feel anything? Was there any feelings with this flash, or was it just a flash of light? Interesting.
Been interesting to see if they got any pops.
Yeah. True. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your dowsing rods in the future.
I am. I know. I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah.
I think what Joanne should do is a session with them.
Yeah, what I might have to do is get you on, Jojo, and get the old dowsing rods. Both get them out. Both get the pendulums out and see what happens.
That would be interesting. I would like to do that. See, I don't put things up in my I have my channel for you guys, to be honest, when I used to watch the paranormal channels. And it's funny how you go to the big ones with the big wow and the, we caught this and we caught, and you watch it, and then you meet guys like yourselves, like you, Glenn, Portia, and you see the real thing. You know? It's like you get a bottle of Coke with these ones, but with yours you're getting the real thing. So you tend to fall away from all the others, the other channels. Yeah, but I'm subscribed to so many, and even, gosh, I'm subscribing to folks, and I'm just like, I'll just subscribe because they've subbed me and I'll sub them, and but there's things I don't have time to watch, but I do have my favourites, and yeah, I like the real deal better than the cheap version.
I do. It's that I've seen the bit. I actually, if I'm being completely honest, I do subscribe to some big channels, but I very rarely go in there. Some of their stuff I like, some of the stuff I don't like. A lot of channels I stay away from for personal reasons, or it's something that I don't really want to get involved in. But I tend to more like the smaller channels. I find that the stuff that they do, it's a lot more intimate. It's you can do a lot more of the one-to-one with people. They tend to have the better evidence, if I'm being perfectly honest. What you see is what you get, basically, and it's not done like Rose. That what you're going to see is going to be real, and it's not like all these let's do a half an hour or a 45-minute video on, and do it in the way of Most Haunted or Ghost Adventures. For me, I would, if I'm going to watch somebody do an investigation, I'm going to want to see something not exactly the same, but along the lines of something that I did on my Aleister Crowley video with Dave, or even if the Hove Cemetery video, not the night times with the night vision and all this. You can get just as good during the day as well.
Yeah.
And I actually, for me, it's, I don't know, I actually find the evidence more credible if it's daytime and not in the night. I don't know why.
The only difference between day and night is nighttime is more quiet, so it's better for EVPs. In all the years I've been doing investigating, it's the only thing that I can think that divides the two. It's quieter at night. You get, if you're going to get EVPs, they're going to be clearer. Other than that, it doesn't matter whether you investigate day or night time. Spirits are around all the time.
But even saying that, look at the EVPs that Dave and I got on the Aleister Crowley video.
Yeah, and very relevant as well.
And that was Dave.
Yeah, and that's sitting on a red brick wall was like an astonishing EVP.
Yeah.
Because it was just so relevant.
Well, even like we're saying about on the level, and actually at the bottom of the road, the actual main road is actually the level.
Yeah. So it's that scare factor, isn't it? Like when it's dark.
It is. It's just like, you know, just
You
all
know.
go, "Ooh, get the you know, it's like I'm going to do it here. Actually, I've got a torch just above it, attached to the bed. It's like, you know, let's all get all scared. Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but crazy. But I actually prefer like the stuff like this, you know, especially if it is going to be a lot of spirit box work. I like to see a lot of it done live.
Yeah.
And session, and if somebody's uploading sessions, full sessions, not snippets of just one session. You know, I like to see a session progress, whether it be maybe a minute of if there's nothing going on before the next slot comes in. It's just nice to see that progression instead of like, here's the question, scan, here's the answer, jump cut. You know, if you put in best bits in, it's different because you get, because it, you know, you're just highlighting it. But general sessions where they only highlight the questions and the answers. Now, I'm not on about your Maddie sessions, Glenn, because that's completely different kettle of fish altogether. But I don't like these. I don't like them. But that's just me. That's just my own personal preference.
Yeah, we all have his own preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
do.
I think the more evidence you can put up,
The better.
you know, to back up what you get, the better.
Oh yeah, and especially you know, if you've got the capability to do live streams, also do the live spirit box sessions, because it actually goes down a hell of a lot better with the scientific community.
Yeah, it definitely
And
does.
that's a fact, because you had a conversation with a few, didn't you, Glenn?
Yeah, yeah. They like, you know, they like to see it as is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to put any evidence up, you know, you've also got to put, you know, if you're going to put stuff up from a session, you've got to put up the original link to that so it can be proved and backed up.
Yeah.
You know, that's more credibility with what you're getting, because it proves you got it in real time with witnesses as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, even if you are doing like, say you've done like a couple of hour live stream, sort of like we've done here, or like what Glenn does on his, and it was a really good session, and all you're doing is actually just choosing the best things from that session. You've still got the original session, so if people want to actually go back and watch the full session, you can say, well, here's the link to the original session if you want to go back on it.
Yeah.
But yes, but I think we're saying that I'm actually going to close this down, because they've just been just under, oh, let me see, it's 1 minute almost to being on here 3 hours, so it's really good. Yeah, it's a long stream for me.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like that though.
No,
It doesn't feel
no,
like, no.
time
good.
flies when you're having fun,
Yep.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you two have got anything you want to say to the chat before we go.
Just like to thank everybody for having me over.
What?
Thank you.
I was winding Joanne up.
Stop interrupting Jojo and let her talk.
I know.
Go on then, Joanne.
No, just to say thank you to everybody for putting up with me. It's been great fun. It's been great fun. I've enjoyed being part of it, and hopefully, maybe, you never know, might see maybe my rods and my
Yes.
pendulum.
Yes.
Pendulum, maybe. Don't know. See.
Yeah.
So
Quite shy.
let's see a session done with those dowsing rods, then, Joanne.
Yeah, I'll try. I will.
Have you got a manual tune radio?
No, I can't afford that luxury.
Well, you ain't got a normal. What do you listen to your music on then?
Phone.
Just my digital. Yeah, phone, tablet. Yeah.
There's not many people use the radio to listen to nowadays, huh? Or it's online radio.
Yeah.
Online? What's that mean?
Online, like
Yeah.
tune in, raid.io, or Spotify.
You're just talking foreign language now.
Yes, I know.
Streaming music.
Streaming music. There you go. That you'll understand.
Streaming? Sounds like a futuristic concept from where I'm sitting.
Oh dear.
But anyway, guys, thanks for joining the stream. It's always appreciated. And we always value your input. And I'll say goodbye for now. And thank you very much.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And I will just end with everything. No, let's just start that again. You can tell it's getting late. I'm going to end with what I say on every single stream in every single video. As always, guys, stay truthful, stay honest, and make sure every single day counts.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be back on again this Saturday to do the angel card reading stream that I wasn't able to do last Saturday. Hopefully, if all goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But until then, take care, everybody in chat, and thank you all for coming. We really do appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.